Hey yo, this is Anime Addiction 00, and I'm not even going to bother making a dead joke because I'm pretty sure it's been obvious that I've been dead for a while again. And as you can see from this title screen here, that I am going to instead, well, the next thing I'm going to be showing you is Asda 2 Evolution, a 3D anime-inspired MMORPG published by Games Campus, and I think developed by Maxon Soft. There was another one, but I can't really remember right at the moment. So, I've already been playing the game for maybe a week or so on and off, so I can maybe get some more information for you guys. Oh yeah, and by the way, I know that there's like no music here, but I tried to fix it when the last time I logged out because I couldn't just go back to character selection, which is kind of dumb, and apparently didn't save my option to save the music on, so I will fix that and it won't be awkward silence while I think of things to talk about. So they have, so yes, they have one server so far and one channel, but I've actually seen a fair amount of people in the game at all times, so it's not dead or anything. And also, if the game seems familiar at first, Games Campus had one called Asda Story. I played it for a very short amount of time years ago, so I can't really give any comparisons on that, but you know, this one's Asda 2 Evolution, so I guess there's improvements or changes. I don't really know. And I'll show you the character creation just for a little bit, but I won't be playing that character because there's not much interesting things to show as a newbie, and there's probably not much interesting to show on my main character either, but still, character creation and stuff is here. But it's pretty fairly basic, but you get to choose your constellation for your character at character creation. And the reason for that is because they have a soul system, but I guess I will talk about that in a minute. So they have some fairly basic hairstyles to choose from, only 6, if I saw correctly. Oh, nope, 5. They have a lot more colors, if I remember. Yeah, they have a lot more colors, but not too many actual hairstyles. There might be cashed up ones to fill in that blank otherwise. They also have face, you know, mostly eye shapes, but, you know, face and eye color and what have you. They mostly have more colors than actual ones to go by, but the face has more hairstyles than the hair for some reason. And they also have a random button, which I actually used for the first time, and it was pretty good because I was too lazy to go scroll through everything. That's actually an awesome one. And you also get to see a class preview. Oh, holy crap, armor. You get to see class previews of classes you want to pick. And what's kind of different about it is that even though they do have the knight or warrior, archer, magician type of thing, each one has like a different weapon type, which kind of determines how different they are. So you don't just pick a mage, you pick an attack staff mage like this one, or you have a Healy mage with that one, or you have a support mage, which is more focused on group buffs. But I think they could probably still heal a little bit if you'd want them to. That staff looks heavy. I like their little feather thing. That's cute. So again, they each actually have different weapons. So you have to be careful when you're looking for weapons. There would be like attack staff, attack mage staff, and support mage staff and all that. And they also have, of course, archers for the crossbows and normal bows. I forget what the difference is between them. I think this one actually is focused on group attacks, area of effect, and just full-on damage. And I think one of them can use traps and such. I would guess it's this one because usually the trappers have like some kind of animal stuff on their armor, but I could be wrong. You also have the warrior, which can go knight, which is, you know, more hit points and tankiness. A spear warrior, which is just full-on one-on-one damage for one target, and a two-handed sword, which helps for groups and also just big damage, and, you know, giant swords are cool. It's weird because there's only 2 of these weapon things for the archer and 3 for the others, but oh well. And also, they didn't skimp out on the character class advancements, because for each weapon choice you choose, the class is actually named something kind of different, if I remember right. Unfortunately, I can't remember specifics right now, but you can probably look at the site and get that. And I am just previewing random costumes, just for the heck of it. That's actually pretty interesting. But anyway, now that you've seen everything for character customization, I will sign in as my main, not too high level person and get to show you more of this game. And since that is a giant robot. Oh yeah, I've seen him in the fields. He's actually turning the cog things. For what reason, I don't know, but he must take a lot of oil to keep going. But he hasn't creaked at all, so he's in really good shape. Okay, so the first thing I zoned out about, or tuned off about. Well, wait, actually, I should add some sound to this if it'll work, because this is, you know, kind of awkward. Sound, I would like sound, please, even just a little bit, because it's awkward. Thank you. Woo, so we finally got a little bit of background music and not awkward silence completely as I try to think of what to say next, blah. Okay, well, while moving around, you can see that you can move with point and click, and WASD also works, but I don't usually use WASD all the time. I mean, it's not horrible. I've actually had worse WASD controls, but I just don't use it too much because the walking speed is so freaking slow that I think it'll really just start to break my keys after a while. Okay, so the first thing I actually went off of was the soulmate system. Yes. You don't even have to really sign up for it. Before, I think you had to be into it for comparison's sake from as a story. But this one, you're just automatically signed up for it because it's telling me possible compatible matches right here for, you know, compatibility or whatnot. And soulmate systems, I guess, are nice because they can encourage you to find friends to party up with if you're not super serious about it, but calling it a soulmate system really makes it sound serious, and I'm just like, oh man, I'm scared of it. What if I find like someone who's actually looking for that kind of thing in the game? Oh god. So, how I think, and also, I'm not sure if it counts as a cool thing, but yes, another loading screen so I can actually kill stuff once in a while, is that it said in the help menu when it came up that we don't discriminate in Asda, so you can have the same gender soulmate. And if you could see at that little menu thing right there, there are actually, oops, not on that menu because it's different depending on location. Shoot. Well, anyway, yes, the soulmate system does apparently not discriminate. And for some reason my costume's gone. I like that better than my mage armor. It's like nothing but except tattoos. Shoot. Oops. Okay, so I'll find some stuff to kill once in a while, but just a warning ahead of time, the combat is actually pretty slow, as long as the freaking walking. I think it's even slower than this, but since I'm actually in a guild, they have a little bit of a walking speed increase. Well, since I'm on I mentioned guilds, I guess I'll talk a little bit more about that. Guilds are probably, you know, your basic kind of thing. Although, you level them up differently. Instead of finding guild quests, you just go around doing whatever you want to do, and you start getting guild points, which are right here in the lower right of your character portrait screen, where your stats are, by pressing the C button. Oh, and the faction, duh. Before that, you can even join a guild. You have to figure out which faction you want to be in. And depending which one you choose between light and dark, you'll have access to certain guilds that chose that faction as well. You won't be able to join any other ones. That are like in the light faction if you chose dark, and vice versa. So if you want to play with your friends or whatever, make sure that you chose the right faction so you may play together. There are guild wars or faction wars once in a while, and I don't think just because you're in a guild you're forced to do it. I think people just choose as individuals if they want to go into the faction war. To be honest, I'm not quite sure of the benefits. Probably like the ones in the upper right next to the A, S, and F, you claim territories and might get like walking speed buffs, which is probably what everyone wants because you walk so dang slow. So yeah, it's a nice little guild system, and I like how you can get guild points by just playing the game. You can just stand there digging or fishing or fighting monsters or whatever, and you'll get some guild points. And then you just donate them to your guild. Okay. Okay, so you might see from the battling, it's, you know, nothing different, as you could probably imagine from this kind of game. But I actually kind of like it because you have a pretty wide variety of skills to choose from, and you don't have skill points to learn everything, so you want to pick and choose carefully. And apparently, when you use your skills, something builds up over here. It says you can press insert, but it doesn't work for me, so I just double click. So you can do that to get groups of monsters for the attacking mage, so it kind of helps experience or item farming a little bit easier. But I gotta be careful because I have terrible hit points, so I'm fighting pretty weak monsters actually. But hey, fighting's fighting. These weird mecha crabs that I have seen reskinned at least 3 times by now. Come on, Hellfire, yes, come on. I love that skill. I mean, it's not too impressive, but for some reason I actually do find it impressive. You know, the graphics might show a little bit of their age. You know, you don't need something special to get it done. Oh yeah, it doesn't seem like an important topic, but item drops. Items are all over the place, and there's a huge emphasis on just finding items. I think that's the right way of putting it. Mostly because the crafting is pretty deep, and you'll find crafting stuff everywhere. Not like you have to do it, but you can make yourself potions, which are recommended to do at least, because it says they don't. Magic point potions actually aren't sold in NPC shops, so you can make them for yourself or to make a profit. But I actually saw someone who was selling magic point potions, an NPC in the first town, Alpin. So I don't know if that's maybe a glitch or something. Oh well. Either way, you can make a lot of stuff as long as with special weapons. And you can find special recipes off of monsters or just for free if you happen to find it, because they do sell basic recipes in the craft shop. So yeah, that's the crafting part. Let's see, and the little thing hopping following me is getting hungry, so I should feed it. Feed it more cabbages, because it loves cabbages, I guess. It's a vegetarian. But yes, the pet system actually sounds like pretty deep too. It doesn't sound like it's just hashed on there, or tacked on there, whichever you prefer. Either or makes sense. And yay, critical hit! That was a lot of damage. It's only probably because I'm so much higher level. Blah. But yes, the pets, each one can give you a passive bonus. Like this one specific gives me a magic attack increase, so it's very helpful for me as a mage. And I got it by luck as a drop off a mutant monster. They're kind of like, I've only seen them in the first map so far, but they're kind of like special mini-boss monsters. As long as you're the appropriate level, they're not really hard at all, to be honest. But yeah, I found my egg from a mutant parasol, which is actually what it's called, a parasol, the monster is. Kind of odd. But also, if you're not sure where to go hunting for items, indoor pets, you can click this little icon that will be red or blue, depending on whether they're aggressive for red, passive for blue, so make sure you pay attention to that if you don't want to get mobbed by running close to them. And it'll tell you everything that they could possibly drop. I'm not sure if the ones at the top are more common and the ones at the bottom are more rare, but I don't think that's the case because I don't find these summer event items too often, especially butterflies and watermelons. I like never find them. So yes, I like how you can find or easily look up what's holding what, so at least you know where to item hunt or if you should bother at all. Because that system I first noticed in Spirit Tales, so I actually really like that. Dang, critical hits for me that time. Ow. And there are other ways to get items as well, like you just saw I picked up a booster. Those are just things you double click to get something out of it. This is special armor, which is usually really good for around your level, if you're the appropriate level when you start hunting here. The Lua set. The first one is the Sora set. And sometimes it's a really big pain in the butt to search for it because certain monsters drop certain pieces. Like this is a booster Lua set for the shirt, but then I have to find the gloves, the bottoms, the shoes, and the hat. So yeah, it depends if you feel like looking for it, but it's usually worth it. They have some pretty good stats to them. And also, you just saw me pick up from another booster is something called a Saddle. It's something that you can put in all of your equipment. One has a basic thing for defense or attack, depending if it's armor or weapons, but then they also have an additional cell socket that you can use to increase their power or effectiveness. So you get to customize your stats and put extras in it, but you can't take it out unless you buy a Cash App item, unfortunately. I find that kind of dumb, especially since you're going to be finding Sal so often, but what can you do? But speaking of the Cash App, other than that, it doesn't really seem like it's too bad. Like, because of the slow walking speed, excuse me, they do take advantage of that, and none of their mounts that you buy are permanent. None of them. But you can choose how long they can last. Like, the minimum amount you can choose is for 7 days, and it's pretty cheap. Although it claims that it's cheaper to buy it in bulk, which is for the longest amount of time, which is probably 30 days, I think. I can't remember. So yeah, the huge emphasis on getting mounts, because unless you want to be torturous and walking around this slow all the time, you'll probably crack and get one. I was kind of considering it. But yeah, other than that, I did see, well, unfortunately I did see some weapon boosters in there, but I don't know if they're super rare things that you can't get in the game, or you can get it in the game too, or they're just too lazy to do it. I'm not sure if that qualifies as pay to win, because I'm not sure if they're super weapons or such. They're Cash App only and give everyone a distinct edge. So yeah, I wish I kind of knew, actually. Oh, that sucks. Missed. I didn't think skills could miss. Well, at least that thing can. It's funny, the special skill is called Flames of Sin, but it's just a little quick lightning bolt. I kind of hope they could fix that, because that's kind of lazy. So I was hoping it would be, like, really cool. The Cash App, continuing off of that, they do have costumes and all that other type of stuff. And there is a way to actually get some light Cash App items. First of all, if you just play for every hour you play, you'll get a little message, and you'll get something that's usually a light Cash App item, like a portable warehouse scroll, a teleport scroll, or jumbo magic point potions or such. So yeah, you do get some good stuff for that. And if you do talk to this NPC in Alpin, excuse me again, blah. If you talk to this NPC in Alpin for attendance every day you log in, should you choose to play more than one day, you actually can get some useful rewards if you are getting into the game and such. Like an example I said was that there is digging and fishing, and that is, you know, good for item finding, because there are only certain items you can find by fishing and digging. Of course, fishing is mostly fishing, but sometimes you can find items, like the summer event items going on now. Some of them you can only find if you're lucky while you're fishing for it. But by digging, there are also only certain ones you can find, like sand, which is surprisingly not that common for me to find, even though it should be everywhere. But you make that into a refiner, which is a basic material for good potions and a lot of other stuff. But, you know, digging can be a hassle because, you know, it's kind of slow and you won't always find something. I even bought a special shovel for 30,000 in-game gold, and it's kind of heavy, so watch your weight capacity under your hit points and magic points. So yeah, you can find items like that, and it can be kind of slow and annoying because all you're going to be doing is digging there. You might not even find what you're looking for. But with the attendance thing, I saw for at least 3 days you can buy 100 of the automatic digging oil. So you use that and your character will automatically dig 100 times. So it's like AFK digging. So I'm like, oh, that's cool. Just go on for 3 days and you can do that. They had the same thing for fishing, because the automatic fishing and digging stuff is usually cash shop. So I thought that was cool. They also do have like premium shovels and fishing rods, but their fishing and digging rate isn't improved from the ones you can buy in the NPC shop, which I think it's like 40% chance of getting something. But they do have no durability, so you don't have to replace them. I'd rather just buy the ones in the stores, because the really good ones that cost a lot of money, they usually have a 5% extra chance of finding something. Not much, but something. Okay, so there's that, and soulmates, the guilds, crafting. Because there is quite a bit here, and another way to find stuff for crafting is to disassemble equipment. You could sell it because it tells you the shop market price right there among all of those crazy stats. But disassembling them could be worth it if you want to craft, or maybe just sell the materials for crafting to other people, or you know, whatever you want to do. And sometimes you get lucky and get like the best thing, but I haven't really found anything that uses a glittering crystal yet, but it's supposed to be kind of rare. Disassemble this. Disassembling is also good to do just to make sure you don't get over the weight limit, because when you get to 70 or 80%, you don't heal naturally anymore, and when you get to 80 or 90%, you can't even fight anymore. So yeah, you might want to keep tabs on your weight limit there. The experience rates, though, they're actually not bad, to be honest, because as long as you stick to like the quests, you level up pretty fast. And I don't even mean like the story quests, because that's pretty much as soon as you start playing, there'll be these daily bulletin board quests, but you can do them so many times, you can level up a decent amount even before they're done for the day, because even though they're dailies, a lot of them you can use or do more than once. A lot of them you can do up to 7 times, which I haven't even needed by the time I get off. And I still get a good chunk of experience and money. Sometimes an additional item, but that was only the one time. So the experience rate is pretty good. I probably would have leveled a couple more times by now if I stuck to those quest things, but I'm mostly item hunting to see if I can find anything good for my level. Because I haven't really item hunted a lot in this map yet, but I should probably level up at least to 25. So, because I think some of these items are for 25 and above. So yeah, I think I covered pretty much everything. The cash shop seems fine. There are ways to get it for free, at least if you just play the game, or how long you play the game with the free items you get and the attendance stamps. There isn't too much of a grind to it if you stick to the bulletin board quest, but I don't know about it for later because I'm only level 22, and I think the level cap is 80 or it could be 100. Something like that. I hate that I didn't catch up with that. So I think that covers just about everything, and if there isn't, I'll probably do like another video if anyone's interested, and I'll probably play the game for a little bit more because I actually don't hate the game. It's pretty fun, even though it's not like the next gen MMO out there. So since that covers everything, I guess I'll see you next time, and hopefully I will not take as long to do another video. So anyway guys, bye!